Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to thank all of our witnesses, and thank you for your service, and to all the family members that are here. Also, we share your obviously incredible grief, and thank you all for being here and for your advocacy work on this important topic. Like the chairman, I think this is an important bipartisan hearing, and I think it's important that our nation is always secure and that we have the best military readiness and capabilities possible. Now, we know that the V-22 Osprey has been very important for the Air Force, Navy, and our Marine Corps, and has allowed our military to complete important missions in the past. With this unique capability to hover and land vertically without needing a runway like a helicopter, we know the fast speed and long distance range that it carries. We really have a unique aircraft that has also had some challenges, which I think we're going to talk about today. Now, the V-22 gives our troops important flexibility. This has been made clear by our military. And if you look at the Osprey's major accident rate, which is the actual data that the military uses to judge safety, we know that per flight hour over the past 10 years has been comparable to similar aircrafts. We know that the aircraft has some unique capabilities that it provides to our military. We also know that the Osprey has some really unique challenges. It's not surprising given how actually remarkable the tilt rotor technology is, which has been obviously the centerpiece of the capabilities of this aircraft. We know that when something goes wrong, the Osprey actually requires even greater pilot skill and experience to land safely. We also know that it has incredible speed, lift, and range. And when you think about delivering supplies to an aircraft carrier, we know how critical that work is and the important situations that can arise in all of our theaters. We know that the Osprey's complicated technology creates unique procurement and development challenges as well. The Osprey requires tens of thousands of parts for completion, made by many contractors and subcontractors. The Osprey has been delivered late and over budget. This is an all too familiar story, of course, when we talk oftentimes about the defense appropriation and acquisitions process. And we know that the concerns about the Osprey are real and they're not new. In its lifetime, we know that 16 Ospreys have actually been damaged beyond repair in accidents, and 62 service members have tragically lost their lives. Now, it is our responsibility to protect every person that serves our country. Congress has to hold both the Pentagon and our defense industry accountable. And so I look forward to the critical challenges that we can discuss. And I know that our witnesses are also very much interested in solutions and having honest and important conversations. Investigations into a June 2022 crash showed a so-called, quote, hard clutch engagement that caused a catastrophic failure and crash, which killed all 5 Marines aboard the aircraft. In 2023, 2 more Ospreys crashed last August in Australia, killing 3 Marines. And most recently, last November, a crash killed 8 airmen off the coast of Japan. These crashes, we know, are still under investigation. And each one, of course, is incredibly tragic. And we know that following the November crash, the Air Force, Marines, and Navy actually grounded their entire Osprey fleets. This was an appropriate decision to protect our service members. And by March, that order, of course, has been lifted, and the Osprey is, of course, flying again. But it is required to stay close to a landing zone. Now, I understand that the military has put in place maintenance and design upgrades to address some of the issues. We know that more are needed, and that's part of what the hearing is about. Given this aircraft's history and ongoing safety issues, I do believe we need to hear more about why the DoD concluded that the Osprey can return to service and how we will keep our people safe in the future. I appreciate Chairman Grothman calling this hearing, and I hope we can work in a bipartisan way to ensure the highest degree of protection for our armed forces. Only through continued congressional oversight can we protect the men and women who have chosen to serve our country. Finally, I just want to remind everyone why we're here today: to honor the service and sacrifice of the men and women in uniform who put themselves in harm's way to protect our nation, and specifically the 3 Marines lost in the Australia crash, the 8 airmen lost in the Japan crash, and the many other service members that we have lost over the course of the last few years. Now, Chairman Grothman, I ask for unanimous consent to enter each of those names into the record today. I've provided a list.
Yes, so done.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to yield back.